The Weeping Willow's curse. A dark, misty forest. A view of the lone willow tree swaying in the wind, the sound of soft crying echoing. In a forgotten village, there is an old legend about a cursed willow tree that weeps on stormy nights. They say the tree holds the grief of a restless spirit. Finn, a young boy with a curious look, listens to his father and a neighbor whispering by the fireplace as the storm rages outside. Finn, a boy known for his curiosity, overheard his father speak of the willow's cries. Unlike the villagers, fear did not grip his heart, it was curiosity that pulled him in. Ignoring the warnings, Finn decided to uncover the truth behind the willow's tears. As dawn broke, he set off toward the marshes. Finn trudging through a foggy marsh, the path muddy and treacherous, a chill hanging in the air. The marsh was shrouded in mist, the air heavy with an unspoken sadness. The only sound was the soft rustling of the willow's branches in the distance. The weeping willow stands tall and eerie, its branches drooping down. Finn pauses, feeling a strange, cold sensation. The willow stood alone, its branches hanging low like fingers reaching out. As Finn approached, a chill crept up his spine. Finn digging at the base of the tree with his hands, mud and roots giving way to reveal a small, old wooden box. Drawn by an unseen force, Finn began digging at the base of the tree. His hand struck something hard, a small, weathered box buried deep beneath the roots. Close-up of Finn breaking the rusty lock and opening the box to reveal an old diary. Inside the box was a diary, its pages yellowed with age. The faded writing belonged to a woman named Serafina, who lived in the village long ago. Serafina wrote of her forbidden love for an outsider. The villagers, fearing his strange ways, accused him of witchcraft and tied him to the willow, leaving him to the storm's mercy. Serafina standing beneath the willow, her face twisted with sorrow as she curses the tree. In her grief and fury, Serafina cursed the tree. She vowed it would weep forever for what it took from her, trapping her spirit within its twisted branches. Finn closes the diary, only to see the ghostly figure of Serafina standing beneath the willow. As Finn read the final words, a cold wind swept through. He looked up to see her, a pale figure with hollow eyes, standing beneath the willow. Serafina's ghost reaches out towards Finn, her face a mixture of sadness and anger. "Why have you come?" her voice echoed, filled with centuries of sorrow. Finn, though terrified, answered, "I wanted to know your story." The diary glows in Finn's hands, and a new entry appears magically on the page. The diary glowed in Finn's hands, revealing a final entry, "The one who reads this must bear my sorrow, or the curse will never be lifted." Finn falls to his knees, overwhelmed by a wave of grief as the willow's branches seem to close in around him. A wave of sorrow hit him, not his own, but centuries of accumulated pain. The willow's branches seem to tighten, trapping him in their cold embrace. Serafina's ghost fades, a faint smile on her lips, as the mist around the willow lifts. Serafina's spirit faded, her expression a mix of sorrow and gratitude. The willow's cries ceased for the first time in centuries, but the cost was clear. Finn tries to leave but finds his feet rooted to the ground. He looks around in despair, realizing the curse has transferred to him. Finn tried to step back, but his feet were rooted in place. He was bound to the willow, the new vessel of its curse. The villagers find Finn's abandoned bag near the willow, the mist lifting as they approach. The next day, villagers found only his bag near the marsh. The willow no longer wept, and they believed the spirit had found peace. A view of the now silent willow as the sky darkens. A faint figure is seen beneath its branches, crying softly. But a new legend began. On stormy nights, if you listen closely, you might hear a different cry, a boy's voice, echoing through the marsh, bound forever to the willow's curse. The echoes of the past are not so easily silenced. The curse was lifted from the willow, but it found a new heart to cling to. The willow sways gently in the night, the silhouette of Finn seen briefly as a shadow among the branches. The willow stands silent, but the boy who wanted to know its secret now weeps in its place. His story has become part of the legend, warning those who dare to seek the truth. The mist rolls back in, and the screen fades to black with a final shot of the willow, a faint whisper echoing. So, if you ever wander near the marshes on a stormy night and hear a faint cry, remember this story. Some mysteries are best left untouched, and some curses are too heavy to bear. Thank you for joining us for this dark tale. If you enjoyed the story, like and subscribe for more haunting legends. What folktale would you like to hear next? Leave a comment below. Until then, beware of the whispers carried by the wind on stormy nights.